Hi gardening friends, it's Lark with Tea Time Tuesday with a rain delay. Yep, yesterday and the day before and this morning we're getting rain, lots of rain and cool temps. So I'm calling this a rain delay. That's yellow flag iris. Grows wild in my bog area down by the creek. And firecracker loosestrife. Pretty color foliage. Oh, we're going to have a good crop of mosquitoes this year, I think. Lots and lots of rain. Solomon seal here, starting to get its little white flowers underneath. Ajuga still blooming. And I'm going to have a nice display of white flowers, the climbing hydrangea this year. Not yet, probably a couple weeks yet. Oh, I forget what that is. A Virginia bluebell, I think. Or it's not the regular wild bluebells. It was a bulb I planted years and years ago. Dame's Rocket, the one that a lot of you don't like because it's invasive. I deadhead it so it doesn't go crazy. Spiderwort, pretty fuchsia color. Blooms with a lot of shade down here. Spiderwort. Whoa, my tree peony is blooming. Something pretty right here. Whoa, back up here. Isn't that a pretty one? But it has reverted. This tree peony, I don't know if they all are. I take it they must be grafted. So this is coming from the ground. And this will go back to the original, whatever it was. I've been cutting it back every year to the ground, the original plant. This year I'm just letting it go. It is what it is this year. Wild cranesbill. So some new colors this week. This is the climbing hydrangea. Just starting to bloom. Isn't it pretty? It's going to be very pretty, that solid white flower. But a lot of flowers on it this year. This is on the arch with a trumpet vine on the other side. When I back up, I'll give you a close-up look of the arch. This was that arch where I just came from. And that is also a climbing hydrangea on there. Prairie smoke. Didn't get its smoke yet. I think the ones that are in more light are getting their smoke. Ranunculus. A tall buttercup. See how the burgundy stands out in the garden? The foliage is so important in the garden. That's a smoke bush. Emperor's, Royal Emperor, something like that. And a columbine. They're just starting to. So pretty. This is a allium right here that I think it's called Christophii. Gets about the size of a soccer ball. Some say basketball, but I don't think so. And it reseeds a lot. Those are all reseeds. And this will get, you know, huge when it's mature. I'll show you some mature ones. These are all reseeds over here. But if you want one that will spread nicely for you, that's the one. Now the plume poppy with the yellow flowers, a couple weeks ago, even last week, I showed you. This is the pod it'll get, and it'll pop. And then, oh, I see some blooming yet. I'll show you. So that's the pod that it sends out. Pretty foliage. Bleeding heart. Doesn't get much sun here, so it's still blooming. There's the plume poppy back there. Less sun, then it blooms longer. No, did I call it plume poppy? No, it's not a plume poppy. I'm sorry. It's a celandine poppy. Yes, that's it. Foliage color again. Be it burgundy or a lime green or variegated, really important to put that into your landscape to add color all the time. This cool weather that we have has been good for plants blooming a longer time. And of course the no sun helps too because it doesn't burn them up. Oh, these oriental poppies are going to be popping soon. Now every year I usually chicken wire them so they don't flop over. Guess what? No chicken wire this year. Very little twigging, so not a lot of supports on my plants this year. Snow in the summer. Now it's not sunny out at all today. I'm just fitting this in on a rain delay because rain's coming again. Sorry for not bringing it up on Tuesday, but it just was raining all day. Chives. Oh, I am good about deadheading those. We do not want them all over. They're very hard to dig. Just like the allium. Those alliums, those Christophii, they just went all over. I think this is called purple sensation. Pygmy barberry. And this is why a lot of people don't like growing them, is they'll die out. Oh, and they're prickly. I gotta cut out some of this dead wood. Wear a good pair of gloves, and it'll come from the bottom again. So it does rejuvenate it when you cut out the dead. Oh, I see prairie smoke down there. I'm going to show you it. It's so pretty when it starts going to seed. Those alliums will bloom a little later than those tall ones. These are the, I think this one's called Globe Master, the ones where you see just the buds here. The tall ones, I don't remember the name. daisies. Something new every couple days. Something new blooming. Now you'll see those daisies back there, and there is what some call a weed behind it, the yellow. Now I didn't pull it out. It's a roadside weed. Doesn't it look pretty, accenting the center of that daisy? I need yellow right there, so we're letting it go to seed, and next year we'll have a little more yellow there, because I don't have the tall buttercup there, that ranunculus, so that's my yellow in that spot, and it reseeds freely. Now here's the prairie smoke, a native to Wisconsin. So pretty. Can you see the smoke? Movement in the garden, pretty color, buds are pretty. Just a long, interesting perennial. Let the forget-me-nots go in between them. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Now most of these perennials are zone 4 or 5. So if you guys are interested and have a cooler zone garden. Siberians are getting ready. They bloom so quickly. But the foliage is pretty all year. It looks like a grass, so it has more than just the spring season interest. That's what's nice about when you start doing a perennial garden, is going for foliage color too, is you'll have more interest in your perennial bed if you look for long blooming, be it you deadhead them or cut them back and they bloom again, and foliage color. I've been weeding the edge of the garden so it looks a little neater, but it's not weeded in the center. Another interesting foliage plant, this corabelle. Yes, the flowers are pretty when they bloom. Kind of very tiny and pink, but the foliage is why I grow it. And the crinkly foliage of that iberis, which I believe is in the lamb's ear family too, that crinkly green leaf, it gets a purple spike. So usually within a 5-foot area here, I will have a plant that blooms in spring, summer, and fall. So in this area, there'll always be some interest, either in flowers or in foliage. Right now, I wish I never had such a huge garden. I haven't even weeded this path yet, but it'll get done later than sooner. Looks like the lilies are going to put on a good display this year. Oh, the sun is coming out. I was weeding in with these hens and chicks. It's so hard to get in there. That's where that turkey fork I showed you on a couple videos ago works out nice. I can get in there real easily with that old turkey fork. Type of cranesbill. It's zone 5, so it's real iffy. I have it by the rocks here, hoping that it comes back every year, and it has, but certainly doesn't spread like the regular cranesbill. Yes, and that sedum behind there, that golden one. Oh yeah, we yank and throw that one. But it's better than weeds. Or some of you consider it a weed. Oh, dead nettle. That's something new back there called White Nancy. And I like it because of its foliage. It brightens up that shade area. And I only started with a 4-inch pot last year. So it looks like it's going to be a good spreader. And it gets a white flower, not the pink. Passion flower, or pasque flower. A early spring bloomer. It seems a little later this year though. Okay, we'll walk below and see if there's anything interesting down there. Now see how I have a lot of Dame's Rocket in here? In this area? There's a lot of area to fill in, but I'll be pulling the whole plant out and deadheading it, whichever I do. There's also a lot of bee balm in here, the Jacob Klein, I think it is, the real red one. We'll see how it does in a lot of shade here. So plant aggressive plants with aggressive plants and let them duke it out. There's that Corabelle I'm going to lift and get that aggressive, oh, that green is clustered bellflower. We're going to really pull that sucker out, a lot of it. You never get all of it. The cabbage moth, we don't like you. Now that Japanese grass, you can see how it lights up that shady area. It gets about 2 foot tall. I think it's called All Gold or Aurora. It's a nice one. This is an obedient plant, and it's the pink. Blooms in fall, late summer. I call it the disobedient plant because this one here is aggressive, and I will be pulling it out, a lot of it. See how there's an astilbe in here? And it's choking it out, so I have to get in here. Variegated Solomon seal with that weed. That's called catch-all. That's a common name for it. I'll think about what it is. It's sticky, and it is edible, especially when it's young. That one right there for a green. Lady's mantle, pretty sparkle. Okay, I talked to you about the spring bulb. You see all that yellow foliage that is matting down? Those are the scillas, those real bright blue bulbs in early spring, first thing to bloom. Well, all the hundreds and thousands of flowers that were on there, now the foliage turns yucky. But I let it lay and let it rot down and feed the soil. Japanese painted ferns are coming back from a freeze. That's what happens when they freeze, right there. Yucky brown. And now the new foliage is coming. Solomon seal. sweet cicely, an herb, and the pollinating insects like it. Very fragrant foliage. Smells like licorice. Pretty. A cleaver. That's what that catch-all was. Here's another one. I got them all over. See how it, watch, I'll put it on my shirt. See how it sticks to my shirt? Yeah, there it is. Yep, edible. Lilies of the valley. So pretty. Brings back memories of my childhood. My parents always gardened. It's no wonder my sister and I are gardeners. They were always outside. More out of necessity they gardened than just joy. Trilliums go from white to pink. Foam flowers still hanging in there. Ferns, look at how they jumped under or crawled under the path here. Oh, ferns. I've been advertising in our local little neighborhood Facebook, I think it is. No, that's not Facebook, but it's a neighborhood website where we can advertise and chat with all the neighbors in the area. And I advertised that I will give perennials for labor, for weeding. I tell you, my phone isn't ringing off the hook, or I'm not getting a whole lot of emails. I will share. Okay, this area here, lots of weeds. So I am mulching with cardboard. I'll show you that. This is chickweed, which we eat in our salads. See the, oh, are the flowers open? I don't see any open. It's got a tiny white starry flower, maybe right there you can see it. Edible, but I got a whole lot of it. So I'm laying cardboard down. Excuse me. And spreading grass clippings on it. Okay? Cardboard, if I use newspaper, which I do also, I put it down thick. Very thick. Very, very thick. And I will be doing this all around this hosta area here, up into the hostas, under the hostas. So for those of you who think I don't have weeds or a problem maintaining my garden, here it is. This is what I do. Hubby knows that if I have cardboard down here, that's where he puts grass clippings. Dame's Rocket. Wild Rose. Ooh, are the wild ones thorny. Owie, owie. Okay, my friends. That's it for today. I'm not going to go in the veggie garden. There's a few little white forget-me-nots. in the fairy garden, which the fairies aren't out yet, because Mama Fairy here is tired and I haven't gotten them set up. Look at the pretty fungi growing in there in the fairy village. Isn't that pretty? The colors. A couple different kinds that come out. So take care, my gardening friends. Always a pleasure to have you stop by. Be so nice to meet you in person, but this is the next best thing. That and Skype. Isn't that great? Take care. I appreciate you coming by. Sorry for the rain delay. Bye-bye.